Hello guys, I finally analyzed the IU Coppin State game. I watched some of the video, and I mean I watched the whole game. I watched a couple spots more than I usually do, but let's just jump right into it. And I think they won. I did take some notes, but they won 87-51.
In 2008.
Which is expected from Coppin, I mean, you know, against Coppin State. But, well, once again, another slow start for Indiana. It's a recurring theme, and it's just unbelievable how we continue. It's just unbelievable how we continue to struggle in the first half. But we only, there was all kinds of issues in the first 9 minutes of the game. Had 2 field goals, first 9 minutes of the game. That's awful shooting. But there was a reason behind it. It wasn't because we was having an off night. It wasn't. And we'll get to why we had a bad first 9 minutes shooting. We had 0 assists in the first 9 minutes. And we're averaging, this is a team that's averaging 17 assists per game. I mean, unbelievable. And Halls, within the first 7 minutes, had 2 turnovers. Indiana typically takes care of the basketball. Halls is awesome. He never turns the ball over. 2 turnovers in the first 7 minutes from Halls. So, I mean, what does that tell you? So Indiana was not taking care of the ball. I mean, it's crazy. Some of it was because Coppin State came out in a 2-3 zone. They tried to slow up IU a little bit, which I think it's good for Indiana to go up against a team that wants to slow up the tempo. Because, you know, we might, what's going to end up happening in March, we're going to run into a team that will want to slow up the tempo and just make us kind of off-center a little bit, you know. But, yeah, the 2-3 zone, it seemed like Zeller was struggling to get, you know, to figure out the zone, too. I mean, it's just unbelievable. I think we should have came out pressing a little bit sooner in the first half than what we did. And we should have been a little bit more aggressive. This press that we're doing, I don't know. I'm just not that impressed. But I'll talk about that in a little bit too. Yeah, Sheehy. Okay, Sheehy, he had like 7 points in a 7-minute span in the first half. They brought him in, and him and Oladipo, the spark plugs of the team, they really energized the crowd and they energized the team. So you know, Indiana's just blessed to have them 2 leaders, and that's what they need. That's what the other teammates need to do. They need to get a little bit more energetic. I mean, Sheehy, he's just the emotional leader. And Zell only had one shot the first 14 minutes. I mean, the first half. He played 14 minutes because he had 2 fouls, but he shot one time in the first half. And this is preseason player of the year. How in this world do you only give your preseason All-American player of the year one touch in the first half? So I don't know. It was probably good for them not to give them too many touches, just to see how they'd play. But they need to do a better job getting Zell some more touches. So yeah, we went into the half up 33-19, and a lot of that was led by Oladipo and Sheehy. At the end of the first half, they kind of lifted the team up and elevated the play of everybody a little bit. We was only 2 for 11 from beyond the 3-point line. But we turned the ball over 8 times, and that's something we need to do, is take better care of the basketball. And typically Indiana does, but they just, they just didn't take care of the ball. So the second half, of course, Coppin State comes out and they score 5 points right off the bat, and just cut the lead back down. So we were only up by 9 points with 16 minutes left to go in the game. And this is a Coppin State team that only won 14 games last year. They went 14-16. They had zero starters coming back. And they were down by 9 points to us at Assembly Hall in Bloomington. And we were the #1 team in the country. I tell you, I don't know. I did not like how we played at all. And as I go on here at the end, I'll tell you how I would fix it. So then we get to the 16-20 mark left in the game. And at that point, we have Hulls, the best shooter in the country, and we have Zell, the preseason player of the year. Both of them did not even get a field goal up to this point. I mean, unbelievable. Not one basket made by either of them up to that point. I don't know how that happens. Unbelievable. And then we started pressing at like the 15-40 mark. We started pressing, and it was the 1-2-2 zone, 3-quarter press. I personally think they should try a 2-1-2. I don't know. I think the 2-1-2 wouldn't be. I think it'd be interesting to see how we did with that, or maybe even a 2-2-1 try. I mean, I think he should experiment a little bit, but I keep going back to maybe the 2-1-2. I think the 2-1-2 would probably be pretty effective. But Oladipo, I mean, he took the game over in the second half. He does it all. I mean, he forced all kinds of turnover. He was only given credit for 3 steals for the game, and that just don't do it justice. Oladipo forced probably 8 to 10 turnovers in a 6-minute stretch in the second half, though. He's just well-rounded. He's a well-rounded player. He does it all, and he's just invaluable to the team. I mean, he does it all, and he's just one heck of a leaper. Just unbelievable. And then Abel, the sophomore, he had a quiet 11 points. Up until the game, he shot 8 for 10 from 3-point land. I mean, he looks pretty good, and I think you'll see improvement with him, and hopefully we can use him some. We have so much depth that we could really have our guys run and gun a lot. I mean, we just have so much depth. Our bench is so strong that we can afford to take out like a Oladipo or somebody like that. We just have all kinds of talent on that bench, and that's something I was surprised they didn't do. It doesn't seem like, well, I mean, I thought he'd experiment a little bit more with who he put out on the floor, but who knows? It might have been because we was only up by 9 with 16 minutes left in the game. I mean, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, I mean, I think Indiana that they need to get more comfortable with each other. I mean, they have to work on spacing. Getting better spacing so they can get a little bit more movement and maybe create more mismatches. And in the first half, that's something that Indiana did not do. Unbelievable. I mean, they just won't pass in the ball. They pass the ball excellent all season long. First half against Coppin State, they weren't even playing like unselfish ball. I mean, a lot of them were just hanging on to the ball. I don't know. They just and they were hesitant, which is it's not typical. Not typical of this team to be hesitant, shooting the ball and passing, and it's just a mess in the first half. If I was Tom Crean, I would have just went off at halftime. It did not look good at all. And Hollowell did pretty good. I think he's only going to get better. He's a freshman, and I think as the season goes on, his confidence will pick up, and then you'll see him develop more, and he'll just be a fantastic player. I have high hopes for him. But in the first half, we missed the first 9 shots, and then from that point on, we hit over 50%.
Your daddy, yeah, your school's coming up short. What? Bilbo Baggins, I know you wish you had it, but you ain't though. Nope. We just crossed you over, broke your ankles. The real assembly hall, no Illinois is about to explode. Biggest student section in